I want to thank all of you for being here at this hearing, encouraging family-friendly policies. We've got a pretty good room full, considering yesterday we weren't in session because of the snow, and people are coming in on airplanes as we speak. So this is our hearing, and it will be in the record, and members will be coming as they arrive in town. Balancing work and family is a very important issue for millions of workers in this country. That's why today's hearing is called Encouraging Family-Friendly Policies. It's also why this subcommittee is picking up where we left off last session of the 110th Congress, when we had 4 hearings on balancing work and family. Of course, this issue has taken new urgency in light of the current economic crisis. But before I proceed with my full opening statement, I want to make an introduction. First of all, I'd like to welcome Representative Tom Price from the 6th District of Georgia, who's been a member of this subcommittee, but who is now the ranking member. Welcome. I look forward to working with you. I also want to thank Representative Joe Wilson, who was the ranking member for the last Congress, and we worked in the last 2 Congresses together. And I found him a very amiable ranking member, as we will be working together in the same good tenor. I'll miss him, but he stayed on the subcommittee, and I'm pleased with that. Now, on the Democratic side, we have 2 new members of our subcommittee. First, Raul Grijalva, who can't be here this morning, is a new member, but has been a member of the committee, the full committee of Education and Labor, and he has served with distinction, and we're delighted that he'll be joining this. He is also my co-chair of the Progressive Caucus, so we do a lot together, believe me. Second, and most important of all, is a brand new member, Gregorio Sablan, the first non-voting delegate from the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Forgive me. Delegate Sablan has served as Special Assistant for Management and Budget for the island's governor. And from 1982 to 1986, he served in the Northern Mariana House. In the 1980s, he worked as a Special Assistant to Senator Daniel Inouye of Hawaii. Welcome, Sablan. We're so glad to have you. Now, we don't have any new members on the other side, so I'm going to go on with my opening statement. The financial crisis of our country is facing particularly devastating times for workers. In January alone, we lost 598,000 jobs, pushing the unemployment rate to 7.6%. And that was in January, and it's gotten worse, and today is March the 3rd. So it's just so much worse already. Over 11.6 million Americans have lost their jobs, and sadly, we know this is not the end of the story, nor is it the whole story. 7.8 million people are underemployed, which means they are working at part-time jobs, either because their hours have been cut or because they are unable to find full-time work. Moreover, 4.1 million people have given up looking for work altogether. They've just given up. So families are suffering very badly. Some people have no income, and others have to rely on one income when they are budgeted for 2. And they can't always count on the remaining income, because the employer may cut back the one worker in the family's work hours. So here's something surprising. Listen to this. This really surprised me. More men are losing their jobs than women. but this results in more women being responsible as the sole major support and the sole breadwinner for their families. And with women earning less than men, they earn 78 cents for every dollar earned by a man. Everyone suffers. Men, women, and families are living on less. 40 years ago, I was a single working mother supporting 3 children. So I know what it's like to constantly worry about economic security for my family. Later, I was remarried, and I was still a working mother, but I had 4 children, 4 teenagers, if you can believe it, and working as a human resources manager, and I did that for over 20 years. During that time, I not only had my own experience as a working parent, but I saw how important employee benefits such as paid leave, paid sick days, health care, and all of that are to workers in both good times and bad times. But when there's only one working parent in a family, then it's essential that that person's employer helps them with what they need to bridge work and family. There's substantial evidence, and we all know that employers who provide these benefits actually improve their bottom line. So we share President Obama's optimism that the recovery plan currently being implemented will get people back to work. But we also know that we need to pass legislation that will help ease the burden on working families so they can balance their jobs and their responsibilities to their families. So today I look forward to hearing from each of you with your testimony and learning more from you as we put together our plan for helping working families bridge both responsibilities, the responsibility to their employer and the responsibility to their family.